Hello. Welcome back to another practice. Today we are going to be focusing on opening up the hips. So let's get into it. We're going to start today at the top of the mat in mountain. Inhale those hands up to the sky. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Press the feet down into the mat. And stretching your arms all the way to the sky. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale, hands come down by your side. Just take a few breaths here, grounding into your mat, coming into your practice in this space. Wherever you are in your next inhale, make it a big one. And exhale, sigh it out. Nice. On the next inhale, hands come up above the head. Exhale, hands down to the mat in forward fold. We're inhaling up to halfway lift. Exhale, stepping or jumping back into plank. Take a breath here. And exhale, we're pressing back into downward dog. Feel free to rock those hips out. Pedal the legs one at a time. Take one more breath here. And on your exhale, we're rippling forward, back into plank. From here, we're going into chaturanga. You can do knees, chest, chin, or you can come all the way down on the exhale. Inhale, we're untucking the toes, lifting up into cobra. And exhale, back down to the mat. Inhale up. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale. Drop those shoulders. And exhale. Back down. On the next inhale, we're tucking the toes, pushing back up into plank. Take a breath. And on the exhale, we're back in downward dog. Rock those hips. Pedal the legs. Or find stillness. Whichever works best for you in your practice today. One more breath here. Then on your next exhale, we're looking towards the top of the mat. You can step or jump your feet to meet your hands. We're inhaling, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Ooh. Inhale, rounding all the way up to the sky in high mountain. And we're exhaling, hands down to heart center and then to the sides. Take a couple breaths here. And on your next inhale, hands go up. We're exhaling them down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back into plank. Take a breath. And on the exhale, find your downward dog. One more breath here. And on the exhale, we're rippling forward into plank and going straight into chaturanga. Remember, whichever one works for you. We're inhaling up and exhale back down to the mat. Again, you can inhale into cobra or push up into upward facing dog. Nice open heart here. And exhale back down. And last one. Inhale up. And exhale back down. From here, we're going to inhale, pushing back up into our plank. And exhale into downward dog. One more breath here. And when you exhale, face the top of your mat. You can step or jump all the way up to the top. Inhaling, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale it all the way up to the top. And exhale, hands down. Taking a couple breaths here, just checking in with your body, seeing how you feel versus how you started. Just seeing if you can notice anything different about your body. Nice, on the next inhale, hands come up to the sky. We're exhaling, hands down to the mat. Nice. From here, we're going to straighten that right leg, finding a bend in the left, opening out to the right side. Good, and continue to breathe. On your next exhale, right hand comes back to the mat. We're going to switch it out for the left. Find a bend in that right knee and open up to the left side. On the next exhale, left hand comes back to the mat, and we're switching it out. Inhale, right arm up. On your next exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale back into the left. And exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right. Just one breath here. And exhaling the right down. Last one on the left. And exhale, the left hand comes back down. Inhale, we're in halfway lift. And exhale, hands come down. We're going to take this right leg, step it back onto the mat, into our warrior one, okay? So that back heel comes down. We're going to inhale up. Ooh. Inhale up to the sky. And exhale, hands down into heart center. Now, if you're finding it a little tough to bring your back heel down, that is completely normal. Just go ahead and step that front foot in a little bit and just make your stance a little shorter, okay? So we are in warrior one. Continue to breathe. Nice strong back leg. Nice open heart here. Inhale, hands come up to the sky. And exhale, we're opening out into warrior two. And continue to breathe. Nice strong arms here. And drawing those shoulder blades together behind you. One more. And on your exhale, we're going to turn this right foot out. All right. So heels are in, toes are out. We're coming into goddess. Inhale the hands up to the sky. And exhale. Inhale the hands up. Exhale into our cactus arms. Find you a mudra if you would like. And last one, inhale up. And exhale down. Nice. From here, inhaling up, straightening the legs. Exhale, forward fold. You can turn those toes slightly inward to help your balance if you like. And inhale, halfway lift. From here, we're going to take the hands, clasp them behind the back, and exhale, fold. And continue to breathe here. If you like, you can bring a nice sway into your upper body. And remember, keep a slight bend in the knees here so we don't lock the knees out and possibly injure ourselves, okay? One more breath. On the next exhale, hands come down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And we're inhaling all the way back to the top. And exhale, warrior two on the right side. Good, continue to breathe. Pin those shoulder blades together behind you. Nice strong arms here. One more breath. Then on the exhale, we're transitioning into our warrior one. Right, remember that back heel is down here in our warrior one. And find whatever foot position works for you. If it's closer together, cool. If it's further apart, great. And continue to breathe. On your exhale, we're coming into cactus arms, nice open heart. Inhale the hands up to the sky. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale it up to the sky. Last one on the exhale, the cactus. And inhale, hands back up. Take a deep breath here. All right, on the next exhale, we're taking the hands down to the mat, framing that front foot. We're going to inhale, step the feet back into plank. Exhale your chaturanga, knees, chest, chin, or you can come all the way down. On the inhale, we come up into cobra or upward facing dog. And on the exhale, we're back in the downward dog. Good, and continue to breathe. Nice. From here, we're extending that left leg up to the sky, bending into that left knee and just opening the hip out. Bringing that right heel towards the glute. Circle it out. And on the exhale, switching directions. On your next inhale, we're straightening that leg back out to the sky. Exhale, bring the knee towards the chest, rippling forward into our three-legged plank. From here, we're going to place the right knee on the ground and sink back into our cobra. Pigeon, sorry. From here in your pigeon, bring the shin as parallel to the top of the mat as you can, is the goal here. If you need to bring that heel in towards the groin, that is just fine. Find whatever version of pigeon works for you. All right. We're going to inhale, nice open heart here. And exhale, stepping the hands towards the top of the mat. Coming down onto the forearms. Now, if this is good for you, you can stay here. If you want a bit of an extra stretch, you can bring the forearms to the top of the mat and drop down into the forehead. Maybe try it out, see if this works. And then after you find your position, focus back in on your breath. Good. One more breath here. On the next inhale, make it a big inhale. And on the exhale, side out. Very good. On the next inhale, we're slowly bringing the head back up if it's not already there. Nice open heart. Squeeze those glutes. And exhale back to center. From here, we're going to take this right leg and swing it around. All right? So if you need to go, that's all good. All right? If you want a bit of a challenge, try doing it without your hands. All right? Yeah. And just bringing those shins to stack on top of one another here at the top of the mat. Inhale, nice open heart. And exhale, fold. Ooh, we're bringing the shins, forearms back to the mat. And continue to breathe. Just going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Feel free to drop your head down. Release some tension from your neck if you like. And on your next inhale, we're coming back up. And just switching the leg position. Inhale, hands up to the sky. And exhale, fold. Again, just a couple breaths here. On your next inhale, we're just going to walk those hands back up. I'm going to turn back this way because we're going to do pigeon on the other side. Yep. So from here, again, you can just lean it over, swing that leg around and back. Or if you want a bit of a challenge, try to do it without your hands. Let's see. All right. Nice. From here, find whatever position works for your right shin. We're inhaling, nice open heart. And exhale, fold. Remember, you can stay up on the forearms, or you can come down to stack your head on top of your forearms. And breathe. Wherever you are, your next inhale, make it a big one. And exhale, sigh. Nice. Slowly coming back up onto your hands. Nice open heart. Squeeze those glutes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And on the exhale, we're pushing up into our three-legged plank on the right side. And pressing that leg up and back into the sky. Three-legged dog. Continue to breathe here. We're going to go ahead and bend that right knee. Open out the right hip. And circle it out. Getting all those clicks and ticks out of there. And on your next exhale, switching directions. All right. On your next exhale, finding stillness in your leg, we're going to go ahead and stretch it back out to the sky. Exhale that right leg back down to the mat in downward dog. All right. Wiggle those hips out. From here, we're inhaling back to the top of the mat into plank. One little breath here. And on the exhale, we're just going to drop those knees down to tabletop. All right, from here we are doing our final pose of the practice. All right, I'm gonna turn this way. All right, from here we're moving into our frog, okay? So we're gonna slowly walk those knees out to the side. From here, you're gonna need to check in with your body and see how far is good for you. We do want to challenge ourselves, but we don't want to injure ourselves, okay? So when you start getting close to your maximum wideness, we're gonna go ahead and drop down to those forearms. All right, once you're down here, maybe you can walk the knees out just a bit more. Toes facing out, heels facing inward. We're just gonna slowly rock back and forth very gently here. Very gently here, opening up those hips. This is a deep, deep stretch. So please be kind to your body. Check in. See what you need and what you don't today. All right, pressing up and out of those shoulder girdles there. All right, on your next exhale, we're pressing those hips backwards. We're going to find a little stillness here, okay? We're going to hold that hip press for 3 breaths. Last one. On the exhale, side out. We're going to come all the way forward. Slowly wiggle those legs back inside. I'm going to turn back the other way. On the forearms, wiggling the legs back in. That wasn't so bad, right? Awesome job. From here, we're in Sphinx. We're opening the heart up, pressing the shoulders down, and breathe. One more breath here. All right, from here, pressing the hands into the mat, lifting those shoulders up. We're going to take that right hand, just thread it through the left side. And get a little stretch in that right shoulder here, okay? Now, if this is too much for you, you want to stay up on the left forearm, that is completely fine, okay? And continue to breathe. One more breath. And exhale it out. From here, go ahead and press back up onto that left forearm and the left hand. Inhaling that right hand to the sky. And let's switch it out. We're going to take the left hand out and press it towards the right. On your next inhale, make it a big one. And exhale, sigh it out. Nice. From here, we're just going to roll right on over to the back. Nice and easy. Scoot back onto my mat here. I'm going to lay here for one breath. And on the exhale, we're going to bring those knees in towards the chest. Big hug, big hug. And then we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together. grab onto the outsides of the feet and just rocking side to side here. If you want to grab onto your ankles or shins, that's fine too. Just massaging out that lower back. Good. On the next inhale, we're going to release those feet back to the mat. From here, we're going to bring the feet to touch, knees to touch. Wherever you are in your next exhale, we're just going to allow those knees to open up to the sides and for the bottoms of the feet to touch. And continue to breathe here in your reclined butterfly. One more breath. And on the next exhale, we're just going to stretch those legs nice and long. In our final posture, Savasana. Getting comfortable, getting out those last little wiggles and giggles. And on your next exhale, just stretching out as wide as you need to. And allowing yourself to relax and checking in with your body. Notice how it feels now versus when you started the practice today. Now, if you need a bit more relaxation time, you can go ahead and pause the video here. For the rest of us, we're going to slowly come back into our bodies, wiggling the fingers and toes. Maybe shaking your head side to side. Wherever you are on your next exhale, we're going to draw those knees in towards the chest. Giving ourselves a big hug. Thanking your body for what it allowed you to do today and what it allows you to do every single day. Thank yourself for showing up for yourself in this practice and sticking through to the end. Well done. On your next exhale, we're just going to lay over to the right side. And taking your time, slowly coming back up to a seated position. From here, we're inhaling the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, hands into prayer. Thumbs come down to the forehead. On this day, may I keep kind thoughts of myself and of others. May I focus on thoughts of peace, thoughts of positivity, thoughts of love. On this day, may I remember that I am the observer. I decide which thoughts to focus on and which ones to allow to float right on by. Thumbs come down to the lips. On this day, may I speak words of life, words of love, words of truth unto myself and unto others. May I speak words that are kind, that are helpful, and speak from a place of confidence. And thumbs come down to the heart. I am at peace within my heart on this day. My heart is open to giving and receiving love in all directions. Thumbs come back to the forehead as we bow. Namaste. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you in your practice today, and shout out to you for making it through. Hopefully your hips feel a little more open. So if you like this video, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and definitely let me know what videos you might want to see in the future. Until next time.